Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Live Ones. It is Wednesday, June 8th, 2022. The big story today, well, we have a pretty good sense now of why the Browns wouldn't trade Baker Mayfield leading up to the draft. Devastating New York Times report came out yesterday detailing how the Houston Texans enabled Deshaun Watson's proclivities with massage therapists, including providing him with hotel rooms for his appointments and providing him with a stack of non-disclosure agreements for him to give to the women to sign after the first of his accusers started threatening him to go public over Instagram. First of all, holy crap, dude. Second of all, Browns, fire whoever it is who does your due diligence, like today. The Browns, of course, owe Watson $194 million in dead cap since it is after June 1st now. Baker is their human saving throw, just in case Goodell has just enough and suspends him outright and somehow gets the Browns out of this contract. There's also been some speculation about what kind of morals clauses or bad conduct escape hatches might have been built into the contract, but someone would actually have to get their hands on it first to really know for sure. Of course, the Browns have completely torpedoed their relationship with Baker Mayfield for all time. They appear to be trying to mend fences at least somewhat at the moment by excusing him from mandatory minicamp next week. You know, if I were Baker, I'd go whole hog and just lean into it. Show up to minicamp and walk by the cameras wearing like a Believe All Women t-shirt or something to that effect. Make a very public donation to a battered women's shelter. You know, really, really ramp up the PR with this. Just create a total media circus and force the Browns to trade you. Oh, man. The Tampa Bay Lightning tied the series back up last night in the Eastern Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup playoffs with a dominating 4-1 performance. I told you, every time you count them out, that's when they're the most dangerous. Happens all the time. The series moves back to MSG for Game 5 tomorrow. I just need them to keep this going as long as they can to stave off the doldrums of the summer where there's nothing but baseball to talk about for 2 months. I love baseball, but I also love variety. Anyways, we've got baseball and we've got the NBA Finals to go over tonight. Let's get to it. Start with Game 3 of the NBA Finals. That series is all knotted up at 1 each after that really joke of a Game 2 with just a couple of wild quarters making the difference between the two games. Golden State's third quarter in Game 2 was an impressive offensive display, but that overall victory was a testament to the Warriors' defense and the referees. The Warriors were aggressive from the tip. Draymond Green going after Al Horford, going after every single person on the court. Honestly, should have gotten tossed. But in any event, it led to a whole lot of turnovers for Boston. For all that physicality, like we talked about, the officials didn't blow the whistle that often. A total of 35 personal fouls were called in Game 2, and only 29 were racked up in Game 1, despite the Warriors and the Celtics just bodying each other on both ends. This is a pretty steep decline in whistles compared to the foul averages for these teams. Entering the finals, the refs are letting these guys play to an extent with a mere 51 collective points scored from the foul line with the clock stopped through the opening pair of games. This has made a difference. It particularly made a difference in Game 2 in keeping the total low. These are two of the top defensive clubs in the NBA. You can expect a few days off to really tighten the bolts on matchups. It really just switched their focus to kind of slowing everybody down and containing everybody. I expect another defensive rock fight tonight. Give me the under 212.5. Over to baseball. The New York Yankees are on a tear again. They've won 7 straight games again. Nestor Cortez has really just taken the aces spot away from Garrett Cole. And he's facing a Minnesota Twins team tonight that is 4-6 over its last 10 games. What's really incredible is how good his home road splits are. Cortez has just been amazing on the road. 30 road innings, he has a 1.50 ERA. The Twins' offense has fared well against left-handed pitching at home over the past month, but the volatility of their starter, Chris Archer, against an elite Yankee road offense paired with a stumbling bullpen from the Twins gives the Yankees just a huge edge in this matchup, and it's reflected in the money line, which is the Yankees minus 180. But I actually think the run line has a pretty good chance tonight, especially, and you get a nice value for it at minus 105. This should be another dominating performance for Cortez. I feel safe and secure enough to take the run line, Yankees minus 1.5. And last but not least, Phillies and the Brewers. You have a matchup tonight of two starting pitchers whose advanced statistics tell a completely different story compared to their actual ones. Aaron Nola, for my money, and I've had a lot to say about him over the years, but he is having a season, let me tell you. And he is undervalued right now, extremely so. Every start he's gotten just like one unlucky bounce or a couple of bad batters in a row, and it's wound up inflating his ERA to close to 4. But his xERA is below 3. He's in the top 5% of all pitchers in walk rate. His FIP is incredibly low. They both just sit at a run lower than his actual ERA. Nola is just a lot better pitcher than his statistics indicate. Opponents just have a .213 batting average against him. But the opposite can be said about the Brewers started tonight, Adrian Hauser. He's got a 3.51 ERA, which is, nice and respectable, middle of the pack, but he has been incredibly fortunate. Opponents have a .285 batting average against him, which is the absolute worst that he's been in his whole career. And his xERA is all the way up at 4.53, so it's worse than Nola's actual ERA. His ground ball rate is also down over 10% this season, which is really concerning considering he's primarily a ground ball pitcher. Just in general, he's been able to just have a whole lot of dumb luck. Fortunately, when you have a run of dumb luck that long, you can't just say, you're due for some regression. So honestly, the Brewers have had massive offensive struggles in the last 8 games. They've only played at 24 total runs. I expect Nola to be able to continue to keep them in check and Hauser to keep on flying by his dumb luck. I expect another low total like last night's 3-2 game. Give me the under 8 runs. Third and final play for the night. Everyone bet safe, stay safe. Follow us on Twitter at Live One Sports. Check us out on Roku and Fire TV at the Live Ones. Have yourselves a great Wednesday night, and I will see you next time.